quick. Wanted to get a quick stream in. So, let's get it. So, all right. Apparently, it appears that this Bob Arum versus Terrence Crawford thing is going down. Okay. So, a lot of boxing talk. A lot of boxing talk. I'm gonna get some talk in. I'm, you know, I'm finna just talk some boxing. I made a decision that I'm gonna leave like all this other stuff out of there. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna leave the other stuff out of there. I said what I had to say, and I made my point. I made my point this morning, and I meant every word that I said about that midget. You know what I'm saying? Just like, and it went exactly how I thought it would go too. I knew something was gonna happen. Like I said before, I ain't got no boss. So, needed to be said. But on the real, I ain't even thinking about dude. If you happen to see me, just stay away from me. Don't come near me. Don't attempt to talk to me. Just leave me alone. And that's it. Go our separate ways. But I just wanted to let you know, bro, don't be talking like that behind the scenes, dude. On the real. Don't be talking like that behind the scenes, because I know everything. And you know I do. But I want to get to something that I saw that was just like, I just can't believe this. Well, actually, I can believe this. And it doesn't surprise me about this particular dude. Paulie Malignaggi then further showed me that he is a racist. And that's just the bottom line. And so is Steve Kim. Steve Kim is a racist. I'm about to talk about that right now. No matter how much Paulie Malignaggi tried to be politically correct, he just kept he kept reeling his own self in, and he couldn't help it. He basically was trying to insinuate that George Floyd got what he deserved. He provoked Derek Chauvin, and that's why, he got what he supposed to deserve, according to Paulie Malignaggi. Well, he told Michael, it's not Michael, he told Steve Kim that George Floyd got what he deserved because he provoked Derek Chauvin, and basically he brought him on himself, which I think that's absurd. So whether you resist arrest or not, that means you deserve for somebody to have their knee on your neck for almost 10 minutes, if not 10 minutes. So you hog tie somebody, and you have 2 additional officers, or actually 3 additional officers, hold them down, pent, defenseless. So he deserved that. So he deserved to get executed for the world to see. But Paulie Malignaggi been making them remarks. And then Paulie Malignaggi has the audacity to say, well, I don't think that Derek Chauvin is possibly a racist, but here's the thing. Reports came out that Derek Chauvin had multiple complaints of police brutality. My thing is, well, if Derek Chauvin didn't do anything wrong, why is he in jail? Now, keep in mind, Steve Kim was on another outlet. He was on the outlet with Jason Whitlock, disrespecting black people. But this is what I'm saying about this media stuff. They pick and choose who they call themselves taking a stand against. They pick and choose who they take a stand against. I mean, Steve Kemp just said flat out stuff. But then if you say one wrong thing, if you black media, then you get ostracized. So I'm just saying, you gotta, you know what I'm saying? You gotta call it right down the middle. And that's just real talk. If you gonna ban one person, you gotta ban everybody. If you not gonna ban one, you know what I'm saying? If you're not gonna ban one person, then don't ban nobody. And this is why you have guys like me that constantly speak out against the system. I don't like the system. I don't like what's in place. Anytime I do something, it's always going to be for the better good. Like I said, in boxing, people can sit up here and try to dumb down all this stuff that's going on with Terrence Crawford and Bob Arum. Like I said, I stand by what I said, and I don't care what none of you niggas be saying about me behind the scenes. Because like I said, at the end of the day, you guys are the real clowns. So I'm just keeping it a buck. So also you have Muhammad Ali's daughter come out, and she basically called Terrence Crawford a liar when it came to the allegations that he's making towards Bob Arum. Now I want to see if media gonna go after her. I want to see if they're gonna accuse her of going against the grain, or they gonna say next to nothing. Because what dudes do, they put something out there and they gonna see if other people run with it. Me, myself, I put out what I want to put out. So I want to see if everybody gonna come after Muhammad Ali's daughter. Nico Walsh Ali's mother. Now you should already know that's self-explanatory what's going on with that. Like I said, people never keep the same energy. So I'm just saying. So also now there's rumor that, well, actually it looked like it's damn near set in stone. So it looks like Jermell Charlo and Brian Castanos is more than likely to be moved to LA. So it looked like that fight is headed to LA. Location to be determined later on. Come on now. We know it's going to be at the, what is that stadium called now? The Crypto Center. I think it's called the Cryptocurrency Center or something. So I don't know what it's called. It's not called the Staples Center, but it'd always be the Staples Center to me. But more than likely, that's where the fight will be held, and it's going to go down sometime in March. Now, as you guys know, that's a lot. As you guys know, that's a lot easier for me. That's a lot easier and convenient, for me. Maybe I'll go to that fight. But I got to be careful when I go. I gotta be careful when I go to LA since I got $1,000 price on my head. All right, I'm cool. I had to get that out there, since I got since I got a band on my head. Might get raised to 2 or possibly 1,500. So, yeah, D, if that fight get made, cause I'm in the Bay. I'm in the Bay, so that's a short flight. I might just go, but then again, I might drive to LA. I might drive to LA. So yeah, I'm thinking about going to that fight. I think it'll be very interesting. All right, so let's get back to Paulie Malignaggi. Paulie Malignaggi is just the worst of the worst. And I used to mess with Paulie Malignaggi. I used to mess with Paulie Malignaggi tough because I did think he was a good analyst. But man, this dude, Paulie Malignaggi, he just been constantly digging in and taking shots at black people. Black fighters. He said that the black fighter's reign at the dominant fighter is over. Is being taken over by the Eastern European fighter. The ones who mostly can't take body shots. So, but yeah, this Terrence Crawford, Bob Arum thing, this is about to get real good. So now it's going all over the place. Now you go have for the next couple of months is a bunch of finger pointing. This guy's fault, it's that guy's fault, and still we still ain't gonna get no closer to Terrence Crawford versus Errol Spence. Well, I mean, Paulie Malignaggi is from Bensonhurst. That's, and we all know what happened at, Joseph Hawkins. So he from that part. But he sat up there and said that George Floyd basically got what he deserved because he provoked Derek Chauvin. And then he tried to clean it up by saying, well, I don't think it's a racial thing because it was a additional black officer there. It was an Asian officer there. Now, how many, I can tell you right now, all you got to do is Google black cops, you know what I'm saying? Black cops and racism on the job. Black cops versus white cops. Didn't Ice Cube say on F the Police, black police showing out for the white cops? Black officer, all you got to do is Google black officers experience racism via white officers. So for him to say that race didn't play, didn't play a role in this, I mean, he just ignorant. And don't you remember Paulie Malignaggi was mocking Ahmaud Arbery? What happened to him? So Paulie Malignaggi has been doing this for a minute now, but nobody don't have the guts to call him out. Oh yeah, I had laugh not now, cry later. But yeah, that's what's going on now. Paulie Malignaggi is a despicable person. And I know that he deals with a person who deals with some people that I know. I'm going to say this right now. I don't wish to speak to Paulie Malignaggi under no circumstances. I don't want to talk to him. I don't want to have nothing to do with that dude. If I see him at a boxing event, I'm not going to say nothing to him. I'm going to go the other way. Paulie Malignaggi is a racist, and so is Steve Kim. But Steve Kim been saying this kind of stuff. Don't you remember what Steve Kim was doing to Carissa Shields? On social media, when they clashed, Steve Kim was making them remarks about, what, are you going to go get your posse? Are you going to go get your crew on me? So that's all I'm saying. And I'm not finna tell none of these promotional companies who to ban and all that kind of stuff, because at the end of the day, they gonna ban and mess with who they want to. But then again, what you gonna have is you gonna have the fake, you gonna have the fake black brigade. They gonna, you know what I'm saying? They ain't gonna say nothing. Steve Kim flat out said, and you can look this article up. I know he's supposed to have a affiliation with ESPN, and some people say, well, that might be the reason why he still get credentialed. Every media outlet have a backup person. Nah, Kobe, be careful. You know how YouTube take this stuff seriously. Hey, be careful. You know you my dude, but man, be careful, because I don't want them thinking that people is calling for action and we just joking. You know how serious YouTube is when it comes to this kind of stuff, and particularly when it comes from content creators that look like me. But this is the point that I'm making about Steve Kim. Steve Kim been saying this stuff for years. Steve Kim flat out said F the PBC, pretty much paraphrasing. He said anytime a PBC fighter loses a fight, it's a good day in boxing. never said anything to that extent. I've already said what my issues was with the PBC and Al Heyman. I didn't like how, while some of their fighters get treated okay, I didn't like how the rest of them don't. I didn't like the treatment of Gary Russell Jr. I didn't like the treatment of some other fighters. And that's all I was saying. It ain't nothing personal. And then I said, hey, I feel like sometimes Al Heyman can make himself available to the media. And that's it. But then I heard some other stuff going on with Al Heyman. I don't know if I want to talk about that because I want to wait till it's a little bit more official. I'd rather let somebody else put that out there. But I've just been hearing there's just a lot of problems behind the scene. All right, so now, well, a good thing may have came out of this this Bob Arum being called racist by Terrence Crawford. We may finally get another fight that we interested in seeing, which is an in-house fight between Shakur Stevenson and Valdez. So we may finally get that fight. Shakur Stevenson said he has a pay-per-view coming up, and I do think it's time to try to test the waters with him as a pay-per-view star. Look, at the end of the day, and I'm gonna say this much: I can't tell nobody else what to do if they own a promotional company, but we all can agree. Let's just keep it 100. If I own a promotional company, right, I'm gonna try to hire the best people I can to help promote these fighters. At the end of the day, if you look at Bob Arum's track record, I don't know about Bob Arum being a racist or anything, but we do have to admit Bob Arum has had issues with his black fighters. He's had issues with other fighters. He had an issue with Floyd. Now he has this issue with Terrence Crawford. He's had issues with other fighters. He's had issues with Oscar De La Hoya. After they left, they became huge stars. So we can all admit that. We can all be honest about that. Now, we all can be honest about that. At the end of the day, I got to keep it a buck. Bob Arum is 90 years old. Okay, Bob Arum come from the doo-wop era. I'm talking about he come from the conk era. That's just real talk. It's not that I'm lying. He come from the doo-wop. He come from the music that didn't have no bass in it. Okay? He come from the Jerry Lee Lewis, Little Richard age. What do Bob Arum know about guys like Snoop Dogg, NBA Youngboy, Little Dirk, those kind of guys? This is why you should hire somebody that can help you with those type of dudes. That's real talk. If I own a promotional company, I have to admit, if I'm assign a Mexican fighter, and let's just say he a traditional Mexican fighter, I'm talking about, let's just say he's sort of like Jaime Munguia, I'm gonna have to bring in Mexican people to help promote him and push him. I'm not gonna think that I can do going to get help. I'm going to hire people or try to figure this out. Same thing with a young black fighter. And I'm just keeping it 100. Bob Arum is 90 years old. Bob Arum is old enough to be his great-grandfather, arguably great-great-grandfather. And we have to keep it a buck. That's what I would do. I would put together a team that would, or hire a team, or hire a freelance team that could possibly help me push these fighters and promote these fighters. That is it. And for people to say, oh, that's racist because you think blacks should help push other black fighters. No, that's not racist. It's fact. Now, as far as the business end go, making sure the money and the fights get made, yeah, you go right ahead. But as far as pushing these guys, trying to make them stars, trying to boost their popularity, yeah, you should get people, you should hire people to do that. Can we be honest about that? I mean, for real, can we be honest about that? That's just the real deal. And I mean, I'm 47. I'm 47. If I had my own promotional company, let's just say I had, you know what I'm saying, Town Biz Promotions. Let's just say I had a roster. Let's just say I had some of the best Hispanic fighters. Let's just say I had some of the best black fighters. Let's just say I had some of the best non-black fighters. I'm going to do the research. I'm going to hire somebody to help, like, promote these dudes. Yes, I'm going to meet with them when it's time to discuss fights and all that kind of stuff. And possibly setting up, things to, like, help build their brand. But, yeah, I'm definitely going to hire a brother that can relate to them. And he might even be in their age range. But that's how, you know what I'm saying? It's just different now. When Sugar Ray Leonard was fighting, you got to understand, you still was in the R&B era. You still was in the, you know what I'm saying? So guys like Sugar Ray Leonard, Marvin Hagler, and those type of dudes, they fought out of the, you know what I'm saying? They came a little bit after the Motown era, and then they fought primarily when rap was starting to evolve. Then you had Floyd Mayweather. Then you had all these other guys that came out. So like I said before, the man is 90 years old, and I think we all can admit that I think Bob Arum should try to hire people that can help build the brand of these young fighters that he got. And we have to be honest. And if people have an issue with me like putting that out there, then I don't know what to tell you. I got to be honest. We all can agree. We all can agree to that. You know? So something did come out of this that we can see that may be good for boxing, because now we can get Shakur Stevenson versus, you know what I'm saying, Valdez, which I think will be a hell of a fight if so. I don't think it's going to be Lomachenko. The rumor was it could be Lomachenko for Shakur Stevenson, but, you know, Lomachenko is waiting to see what Ken Bosa Jr. going to do. Now, I officially talked to Bill Haney this morning. Basically, they just waiting to see what Kimbosa gonna do. He hasn't decided. He's leaning more towards this guy than the other guy. So basically what's going on, they just waiting. The Lomachenko camp is waiting, and the Haney camp is waiting to see what they're gonna do, what direction Kimbosa Jr. is gonna go. So until then, you know what I'm saying, we just gonna have to wait and see. Now, so let me talk Rolly once again. As you guys know, Rolly Romero was, you know, basically the pending case against him has been closed. Lack of evidence, not enough evidence, aka she probably wasn't telling the truth. Well, here's the thing. Why not revisit Rolly versus Tank? And you know, if you look at how Rolly's been talking, Rolly has been sending out a lot of subliminals. Rolly been sending out some subliminals about possibly foul play and about people being slipped envelopes. So He's insinuating that something was going on behind the scenes. Now, this is my thing. I stand by what I said. Rolly should take legal action against this person. And it's no ifs, ands, and buts about it. Rolly should take legal action against this person. He should sue this person or persons for everything they got. Because at the end of the day, you got a man's name that was dragged through the mud. His reputation was at stake. He lost hundreds of thousands of dollars possibly. And how is he going to recoup that money? How is he going to get that money? Which, by the way, like I said before, I stand by what I said. He shouldn't have been forced out of that fight. There was no reason to remove him from that fight. He shouldn't even been removed from that fight, but he ended up getting removed from that fight, which it backfired. It backfired on the PBC, and it kind of backfired on Tank. Because at the end of the day, yes, Tank won that fight, but due to the fact that, you know, Cruz had some moments in the fight, but I thought that Tank clearly won that fight. Wasn't no controversy behind it. Tank won that fight. And he beat him with one hand. But at the same time, people feel like some vulnerabilities was exposed via Tank. So now people are like, I don't know, man. And then if you look at Tank's situation, I do think that Tank needs to start trying to fight more of the better guys out there. But then at the end of the day, it's some of the better guys out there trying to fight him, because it appears Ryan Garcia don't know what he want to do. Now you heard that a potential fight with Cruz might have been blocked. So like I said, Ryan Garcia don't know what direction he want to go. Well, Gary Russell Jr. got to take care of business first. Now, they've been hinting that if Gary Russell Jr. wins this fight, he may possibly get Tank. This is my thing. I'll believe it when I see it. I'll believe it when I see it, when those two dudes are sitting opposite sides of each other announcing their fight. Because this fight could have got made a couple of years ago. It could have got made last year, but there was no effort to make this fight. So, you know, now what? At the end of the day, no matter how much content creators want to choose sides and try to say, well, we look it out for Terrence Crawford, at the end of the day, they look it out for somebody else. You can't talk around it. You can't treat me like I'm some hoe that you be trying to whisper sweet nothings in your ear. And I want to make this very clear again, and I'm gonna say that I don't give a damn who mad at me, and I don't give a damn what you think about me. Because at the end of the day, doesn't take away the fact, with all these politics going on, we still can't get the fights that we want to see. Because at the end of the day, you still got people trying to play promoter and trying to do stuff that ain't even really their job. Now, like I said, and I'm going to make this clear once again, I don't deal with Bob Arum under no circumstances. I don't have Bob Arum's phone number. I don't talk to the dude unless I see him at a sporting event. And for the people that's trying to play this pro-black card, if you see Bob Arum, you'll ask him for an interview if you came to a fight, and you can talk to him. So just stop fronting. All I can say with Top Rank, everybody looking at them right now, and this is just real. Everybody is gonna pay attention to this. Whatever they angle is, whatever the media's angle is with this, whether they pro this, anti that, or playing devil's advocate, or they gonna see where the chips fall, everybody is gonna be paying attention to this. But I'm just telling the truth. Bob Arum is 90. Bob Arum is 90 years old. We got to at least admit that he from a different generation. I'm keeping it 100. I'm from a different generation of hip hop. They wasn't no rappers wearing no nail polish and eyeliner and all, and not really. You know, I'm just from a different generation. But I still, for the most part, I can relate to it because I saw I saw it. I saw the evolution of hip hop from its inception in 1979 to where it is now. So I understand it. I am from the hip hop era. Like I said, I don't listen to all this new age hip hop, but like I said, I still can relate to these young brothers. I do try to stay as current as possible, but at the same time, I'm still a black man. And then here's the thing: why is it that everybody have a problem with, blacks wanting to work with primarily other blacks? Let's just keep it 100. Canelo's staff is mostly of Spanish-speaking Mexicans, and ain't nothing wrong with that. Canelo got people around him that he can relate to. What would it look like me working for Canelo? Because I don't understand his culture. And you can try to sit up there and try to hire what you would call the hip white dude. Some people call him a wigger or whatever the case may be, but it will never be the same. It will never be the same as me being there. The same way with Josh Taylor. Josh Taylor have people working with him who he can relate with. Now, at the end of the day, Josh Taylor speaks English and all that kind of stuff. He's from the opposite side of the water, but at the same time, I only could talk so much and speak to Josh Taylor only so much about this or that. He's gonna feel more comfortable talking and being around people that he's more comfortable with. Like I said before. Now this is where the suspect stuff come in. It always come down to whenever it's too many of us in one spot, it's something suspicious about it. For some reason, people feel an all black whatever. And it could be no suspicion behind it, but people will make it suspicious. And you will have other people worried about it. Just like in New Way. He's around people that he can relate to. And nothing's wrong with that. But like I said, whenever you got a bunch of black people around, there got to be something behind it. It's an ulterior motive. It's an ulterior motive. That's all I'm saying. Always got to be a ulterior motive. We have to keep it 100. We have to keep it 100. They gotta start letting blacks be around other blacks. So that's all I'm saying. But anyway, I gotta get to work. Be back later on. About to do these Warrior videos. And by the way, the Golden State Warriors, I don't know what's going on with Stephen Curry. Stephen Curry is in a shooting slump. And it ain't looking too good. After what I saw tonight, the Warriors are going to have to do something. The Warriors are going to have to make either some trades, or they're going to have to see what they can pick up via waivers, or see what they can pick up possibly in emergency free agency. But after what I saw tonight, the Warriors wouldn't beat the Milwaukee Bucks in the finals. So I'll talk about that later on.